Hi, I'm Dr. Uday Sabarwal. In this video, we will be talking about a continuous locked suture. So, as you can see in the continuous locked suturing, the first step is to tie a simple interrupted suture and to cut the short end of the thread. So, this part remains the same as a continuous simple suture. The long end of the thread is used to pass the bites for the subsequent suture, and just before tightening this, we keep a little bit of knot and we pass the needle through the knot to create the lock. So this is the key part while doing a continuous locked suturing. And as you can see here, we are going to adapt this knot closely as much as possible. Once we have adapted the knot, you can ask your assistant to maintain pressure on the knot so that it does not get loose. If one part of the knot gets loose, then the subsequent suture will also remain loose. So again, pass the needle before tightening it through the knot, hold the knot to maintain tension as much as possible, and then pass the needle through the next phase. This is going to create a series of locks, which is important. And as the name suggests, this is how we create a continuous locked suturing. Now, here we have a palatal long wound area. To practice the continuous locked suturing, we are using a 4-0 suture material instead of a 3-0 suture material because we would like to show more precision. The continuous locked suturing is basically a variation in which the thread is looped or locked through the previous loop, and this creates a series of interlocking stitches. It basically allows us increased tension control, which helps to distribute the tension more evenly across the wound edges and prevents the suture line from loosening if one portion breaks. इसके अलावा एक enhanced wound approximation यानी एक tighter closure, more secure closure हमें मिलता है in areas where tissue adaptation is more crucial, such as the palatal area after a free gingival or connective tissue graft. It reduces the risk of slippage, and dentistry में particularly oral surgery procedures के बाद जहाँ आपको एक longer incision आपने दी है, कोई पैलेटल केनाइन आपने इम्पैक्टेड पैलेटल केनाइन रिमूव किया है या कोई ट्यूमर आप रिमूव कर रहे हो कोई ओरल सर्जिकल प्रोसीजर में, सो उसको रिमूव करने के लिए आप ऐसी इंसिजन प्लेस कर सकते हो. पेरियोडोंटल सर्जरी में जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया, टू डू अ फ्री जिंजाइवल कनेक्टिव टिश्यू ग्राफ्ट यू कैन यूज दिस सर्जरी. सो इट इज यूजफुल आफ्टर एक्सटेंसिव सर्जरी और इंसिजन हैज बीन प्लेस्ड. And in comparison to a simple interrupted suture or individual sutures, you are still saving a lot of time. The key here is the locking mechanism. That is the main difference between this and the simple continuous suture. And adaptation of each knot before going on to the next knot is important. You can take help of your assistant to do that. जब हम फाइनल नॉट प्लेस कर रहे हैं तो जो लास्ट लूप है उसी को हमें यूज करना है टू टाई द नॉट. Then we can cut all three together as shown here. So that concludes our video on continuous locked suturing. To watch any of our previous videos, please click on the playlist link provided here. And to watch our next important video on figure of 8 suturing, please click on the link provided here. Thank you. I hope this has been helpful to you.